What if I told you that one of the poorest nations on Earth, a small landlocked country with almost no industry and one of the lowest GDPs in the world, could rise to become a superpower by the year 2030? It sounds impossible, doesn't it? But wait until you hear what's happening in Burkina Faso and how one man, Ibrahim Traoré, is trying to rewrite history. At just 36 years old, Traoré has become the youngest head of state in the world. To his supporters, he is a revolutionary. To his enemies, a threat. But no matter which side you're on, one question remains. Can Ibrahim Traoré really turn Burkina Faso into a superpower by 2030? Pause and think about that. 2030 is only a few years away. Could a nation that has suffered decades of poverty, instability, and foreign control really rise in such a short time? Before we dive deeper, let me ask you, do you believe Burkina Faso can truly become a superpower by 2030? Comment below. Just type yes or no. I'm curious to see what you think, because the story you're about to hear might just shock you. Burkina Faso has long been one of Africa's poorest countries. More than 40% of its people live below the poverty line. Entire regions lack electricity, schools are underfunded, and hospitals struggle to provide even the most basic care. And on top of poverty, there is war. Extremist groups attack villages, burn homes, and kill civilians. Every week, families are displaced. Every month, lives are lost. In the eyes of the world, Burkina Faso has been seen as weak, dependent, forgotten. But Ibrahim Traoré says no more. From the moment he seized power in 2022, his message was clear. Sovereignty. Not just independence on paper. True sovereignty. Control over resources, energy, and destiny. And here's the hook. Unlike leaders who talk but never act, Traoré has already begun putting this vision into motion. Let's start with gold. Burkina Faso is Africa's fourth largest producer of gold, but for decades, it saw little benefit. Foreign companies mined it, shipped it out raw, and sold it abroad for massive profits. Burkina Faso got crumbs, but not anymore. Traoré is building the country's first major gold refinery. For the first time, Burkina Faso will refine its own gold into bars, right at home. Billions of dollars that once left the country could now flow into its own economy. This project alone could change everything. Imagine the possibilities. Better schools, modern hospitals, stronger infrastructure, all funded by Burkina Faso's own wealth. Sounds like a game changer, right? But here's the twist. Not everyone wants it to succeed. Powerful interests, both inside and outside the country, have grown rich from the old system. They see Traoré's refinery not as progress, but as a threat. Will they allow it to flourish, or will they do everything in their power to stop it? Gold is just the beginning. Energy is next. Burkina Faso has suffered blackouts for decades. Without electricity, industries cannot grow. Cities cannot expand, businesses cannot survive, but Traoré believes the solution is shining above them every day. The sun. He is investing heavily in solar power. Vast solar farms are being built to capture the blazing Sahel sun and turn it into energy. The goal is bold, to power the nation without relying on foreign imports. It sounds promising. But here's the question. Can solar energy alone fuel the rise of a superpower? Or is this dream just too ambitious for a country with so many challenges? And then comes perhaps the boldest idea of all, the railway. Picture this. A solar-powered train cutting across Burkina Faso, stretching into Mali, Niger, and beyond. A train that carries not just passengers, but trade, gold, cotton, food, hope. For a landlocked country, this would be revolutionary. No longer isolated, Burkina Faso could become the beating heart of regional trade. But here's the suspense. Africa is full of half-built mega-projects, railways that were promised but never completed, bridges that collapsed, dreams that died before they were born. So the real question is, Will this railway become a symbol of progress, or another monument of broken promises? Now let's talk about enemies. Traoré is not only building projects, he's fighting powerful forces. France, the former colonial master, has been expelled. Its troops have been ordered to leave. Its influence challenged. The West is watching closely. The United States, the European Union, neighboring countries. Many fear that Traoré is inspiring a new wave of African independence that could weaken their influence. And then there are enemies within. Old elites who thrived under the old system. They see Traoré as a danger to their wealth and power. Some whisper, some plot, some wait for the right moment. Enemies outside, enemies inside. It seems everyone is against him. But here's the twist. Every time Traoré is attacked, his popularity grows. The more the West criticizes him, the louder his people cheer. Could it be that the pressure is actually making him stronger? But Traoré knows Burkina Faso cannot stand alone. That's why he has built alliances. In 2023, he joined Mali's Assimi Goïta and Niger's Abdourahmane Tiani to form the Alliance of Sahel States, a military and political pact designed to defend sovereignty. Some call it the birth of a new African superbloc. Others call it dangerous. But here's the fact. For the first time, 3 young leaders have united to say, "We will decide our own future." If this alliance holds, the balance of power in Africa could shift. Together they control gold, uranium, and other resources the world desperately needs. Together they can negotiate from a position of strength. But history has shown us something else too. Alliances are fragile. They break under pressure. Will this one survive, or will powerful outsiders divide them before they grow too strong? So let's imagine 2 futures. In the first, the refinery works. Billions flow into the economy. Solar plants light up homes and factories. The railway is completed, connecting the Sahel like never before. The alliance grows, standing firm against pressure. In this future, Burkina Faso is no longer weak. It is respected, it is feared, it is admired, a rising superpower in the heart of Africa. But in another future, the refinery stalls, corruption eats away at progress, terrorist attacks intensify, the railway remains unfinished, the alliance fractures, the dream collapses. Which future will become reality? No one knows. But here is the truth. Burkina Faso is no longer invisible. Under Ibrahim Traoré, it has become a symbol of resistance, a symbol of possibility, a symbol of Africa's fight for dignity. And sometimes, symbols are more powerful than armies. So I ask you again, do you believe Ibrahim Traoré can truly make Burkina Faso a superpower by 2030? Or is this just a dream too big to come true? Comment your answer below, because your opinion matters. And if you found this video eye-opening, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with others who care about Africa's future. Because this story is not ending. It's only just beginning.